Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Red Shoes Diary. Hope you've had an incredible week. I hope that wherever you've been or what's going on, it's not been too cool. I hope wherever you're at right now, it's night, morning, evening. Maybe you're just getting up and fixing, have a bite of breakfast. Might be lunchtime, a little lollygagging. Might be late in the evening, got your chores done. Eating a bite of supper. Might be some of them night owls. Might be as they call the witching hour. You might be out fix make things go bump in the night, or you might be getting rid of things go bump in the night. Who knows? But welcome you. I hope you had a great week. And this coming weeks, I hope it's even better. It's been a little cool here this week. We had down around zero, wind chill below zero. So that's a little tough on everybody, especially when you get a little long in the tooth, as the elders would say. Getting in your, I guess if you look at the life as in four seasons, spring sort of when you're born, summer when you're in your prime, falls when you're getting slowing down, pretty much getting near, I guess, retirement, whatever you want to say. And then you got winter. That's when everything really goes fall apart. So it's a little tougher than them years. Yeah, I'm back down here by the wood stove. Got a little heat going on, nothing major. Just too cranked up. Makes me pop a sweat, so I'll try to let it be on the downside, cool side before I start this. See the fan hanging up the mirror corner over. I let it blow right over top. Blow some of the heat around through here. It's share with it. But thinking this week, went to eat with the family yesterday. Then we went down to Antique Mall. One of the siblings got a booth of stuff in there, sell stuff from antiques and stuff. And me and the other one of them, we was wandering around looking, and we was laughing. Because you see a lot of the older stuff, and you're thinking about it. And, what to call antiques, a lot of it, from our time, we can remember using it. And honestly, there's some stuff, what they call antiques, I still use on the farm. It still works. So why would you chunk it out? Don't make no sense. But it's fun to look at a lot of it, though, because some of it you're going, okay, so how did this work? Then you have to get the little tag, you're reading it, and you're like, well, you look at it and you sort of put it together how it worked or what it did, but a lot of it's simple stuff. You're like, but who thought it up? Well, who was that one that looked at that? Well, this would be a whole lot easier on me. Forget that. And so sometimes I laugh about that, wondering, what was the catalyst or the little epiphany or the little, like in the cartoons, boom, little light bulb that clicked off and said, hey, it was something necessity. I can't remember what it is, but there's a saying about it. And I was thinking about, like, when I was young growing up, we raised tobacco every year. And we would plan with a mechanical, what's called a mechanical setter, to a tractor. And then whatever we missed plants or plants died, you'd go back through with a peg low stick, 6-8 inches long. And it's really good if you got one that was curved where you can sort of hold it and just push down and put your plant in, put your little water in if you didn't needed to, and just put the dirt around it, carry on. But hearing my dad and them talk about when they was young, how before all that come along, before tractors and all that, they pegged everything. So maybe you put your string out through there, and you knew it had to be 12, 16 inches apart. Stalks tobacco need to be. That's where each plant would go. They'd bend over stick, put a tobacco plant in it. Somebody come along behind and put water in, and then they, put dirt around it, go on. I mean, they did acre at a time like that. Whatever they was growing, how much tobacco, half acre, they did all by hand. And then they plowed it with mules or a horse, depending what they had. And then they would hoe it 3 or 4 times. And you learn, even we hoed it when we was young growing up, how you would pull the dirt through, and then you'd pull it from one side, one plant to the other, and you hill it up around it. And you go out through each feet row. That was part of what you did. And then as it got taller, you'd top it, which is once it went to blooming, you top the bloom out of it, then you would turn around and you'd sucker it. Between the leaves, there'd be another little sucker, look like just another little tobacco plant. Almost had 2 or 3 little leaves pop up. Well, you'd go through there, if you caught it when it was young, you take your fingers and you could pop it out real easy. If not, you'd have to take your pocket knife and you'd trim it out with pocket knife. And even a lot of times when you topped it, you would have to do it then, depending on how late you let it bloom. And you worked like that at it. And then later on, in my time, they come out with what they call MH30, and after you sprayed it, topped it, then you sprayed it. Well, that kept you from, most time you never have to go back through and sucker it. You might have to a little bit, but rarely ever. That was just one less process you had to do. Because a lot of times you'd have to sucker it 2 or 3 times between the time you topped it to the time you cut it. So that was, beneficial. Made it easier on you. And then later on, we always had tobacco beds. You gassed them. You get the ground worked up some. You put these gas cans, had these probably 12 ounces in a cup or something. I had something to puncture the bottom of this can, and it released aerosol out, and you had it covered with plastic, edges covered with dirt. Well, that killed all the weeds in there. It supposed to kill bugs, whatever. You left it on so long, take it off, raked it down. So you tobacco seeds on it, rake them in, put you some canvas over it, lightweight cotton canvas over it, and let it grow. Once it got so tall, you go to lay on your stomach for a time, stand over, bend over, but the manual labor pull it. Well, then last few years grew, you could buy them. They learned how to put them in the trays. They put seed, the dirt, everything, set them in the water, and these water plants. And they had big things built. They set them in there. They floated on a styrofoam tray. Plants got up so tall. If they didn't level off real quick, they had a little thing. They leveled them plants right off. And you just buy how many you needed. That just kept you from having to do the seeds, doing everything, and so much physically work. You just go get the trays, pull them around the trays, feed them. Definitely made life easier on us. And, as the years went by, years ago when I was growing up, that's what we did during the summer. We'd go to people's house, how we got on tobacco, and we'd cut for them, make a little extra money. We'd work, regular job, go do it in the afternoons, a couple hours a day. And usually tobacco around here, about 5 weeks. You get 4 or 5 weeks. You could work 3 or 4 days a week, or out there every day if you wanted to in the evenings. 2 or 3 extra hours, make you some extra money. But as years went by, people didn't want to do it. People don't want to do that type of physical labor, and I understand it is all physical labor. Once you cut it, put it on a spear, on a wooden stake, stand up field. We used to lift it 3 days. Put it on a wagon, take the wagon to the barn, hang it up in the barn. And it's all physical labor, it is time. What you make out of it, one way you don't put a lot of hours in, but the other ways, it is all physical labor. You earn your money when we did this. But you look at all the changes from the time, like my dad and them talk about when they first started growing it years ago, and from doing everything literally by hand. When they cut tobacco, they used to haul it in on a sled into the barn and hang it. And then, by the time I got around, we had wagons we could, pack onto it, take in the barn. Do do a little better with all that. And you think about all these great accomplishments and stuff. And the reason that got on my mind is from that antique store you look in there. And you find all these antiques that people, oh, they're antiques to, but if you've been around them all your life, you don't, it finally clicks, oh, that's antique. Well, they've been some of the things I've used not long ago. And I had to laugh the other part lots of times now. If you watch some videos like YouTube and stuff, which I do, you have all these people come up, oh, we got this new thing, we done this, and we done that. And you get to paying attention, it really is nothing new. It's, especially some of the, what they call farming techniques, some of the stuff they did. I'm looking and go, well, my grandparents did, my parents, even we did a lot of what you're doing. It's not new, but, because it's almost a forgotten art, to them it is new. And they just reworded a lot of this other stuff. And I laugh about it because, that's sometimes the way our life is if you look at it. You are constantly seeing stuff coming as new and improved. Even in our Bible, your devotions, do this. Oh, it's been reinterpreted. It's done this. We done this. And, it's all new and makes it better. And it ain't this. It ain't that. And you're like, Lord have mercy. People, some of it I respect and understand. And some of it, the way people have decided they were interpreted, it's newer, it's better, this is a modern deal. Well, I hate to bit disappoint them, but they're missing the mark on a lot of this stuff. I'm still a firm believer if the good Lord told you in the New Testament, you don't need to be doing that, it's a no, that's a sin. And even in the Old Testament, the good Lord told Moses, bunch that crew, and Adam and Eve, it don't matter. You do that, that's wrong with sinning. You ain't supposed to be doing that. No. Well, I hate to disappoint you. You can rewrite it however you want, update it, do whatever, and say, oh, no, that's a misinterpretation. That ain't the way it is. This is the way it really is. I know. Well, I'm sorry, I can't get along with that, folks. Good book says it's sin back in. I reckon it's still sin today. He's going to make you come up for it. He's going to make you pay for it. So, but like I always tell people, if you live with it, I live with it. That's between you and the good Lord. Because God knows I ain't lived a perfect life. But I chose that path. Even today, I chose that path. I was listening to Billy Graham's sermon up there a while ago, and that's what I used to do on Sunday or whatever. And he was talking about different things about today and about changing and, becoming a new person. And, once you decide to walk that path of the good Lord and how you should, be with other people. How you should be part of a group to help each other. Maybe go to a Bible study or have friends, Brother-in-law, he had a group of guys that they met, all businessmen, but it was an accountability group. So they would talk about stuff they did while they was on these road trips, when they was out here, when they was out there, and they'd have people, nah, you shouldn't be doing that. So, trying to help them. It tells you if two's together, one follows the other, supposed to help you up. Ain't our job to put stumbling blocks in front of our friends or family or even your enemies. You're supposed to pray, even for them. Yeah, it's tough in some days, especially when you want to kick the crap out of them. But as you get older, you're supposed to mellow out and do a little better. At least we try to. I hope so. But if you're watching this, I don't know if it's touched anything with you. That's between you and the good Lord. Hopefully, anything I say or do somewhere along the line, it will pop in your mind. And maybe each year a little bit, think about it, study on it, look at it. But you got family and friends, first of all, especially if they believe in the good Lord and praying for you. You're well above a lot of people in this old world. Be thankful for it. Let them know you're thankful for them, if they're praying for you, looking after you. A lot of times you got to pray for people even if they don't know you're praying for them. Just because it's just a part of you love them. you want the best for them. So, in the middle of all this, try to remember some of that. If you got something on your mind, maybe you can share it with somebody. If you ain't got nobody to share it with, maybe find you somewhere you can go and share it with. I always share it with the good Lord because He's always listening. He might tell you no also. Just remember that. Just because you think it's a great idea, best thing that better than peach butter, don't mean it is. It might not be good for you. Anyway, folks, I hope you've had a great week. I hope you even have a better week coming up. I hope you smile and laugh, and more than anything, I hope it just makes you smile and laugh, folks. I hope it makes you think about where you're at with the good Lord, and maybe that's what you need to do, talk to Him again. Well, as my good buddy would say, hey, may the good Lord take a liking to you, but not too soon. Remember to read the good book and remember to talk to Him. Like I said, don't matter where you're at, He's always listening. And hope you know you prayed for, you loved. Even if I don't know you, hope one day if I do, well, maybe we'll talk about this. Or maybe you'll shake your head and say, I don't want to talk to that crazy idiot. That I can respect. But anyway, y'all take care of yourself. Have a good week. And say a prayer for us one while. We love y'all. Pray for America because we definitely need it. Anyway, y'all take care and I'll see you next week. Love y'all. And as always, Austin.